Hello friends, my name is Varinder and welcome you to my YouTube channel Cloud Ninja. So in this video we'll study that what is AWS CDN. CDN is basically the content delivery network or Amazon Cloud Front. We'll study that what this service is and how you can get benefit of using this service. So let's start friends and try to understand that what is AWS CDN or Amazon Cloud Front. First of all, what is CDN and why to use it? Let's break up the term CDN, Content Delivery Network. Friends, before moving further, let's try to understand what we are trying to do over here or illustrate over here. This particular service, AWS Cloud Front is, or Content Delivery Network is, basically it is a service which will help to deliver the content. Now what is the content? Maybe your video files, audio files or images which are there onto your server to the users in a fast and a very responsive manner. So the thing is, we'll be studying that what is content delivery network, that how your content will be delivered to the end users in a fast and effective manner. So the service which will be used to deliver the content in a fast and a much better speed to the end users, basically that is a content delivery network or a service which Amazon has named Amazon Cloud Front. So what is CDN I have told. Now why to use it? Now let's say you are having a very good business, you are running it through a website. Now there might be a possible that your website is being accessed by the large number of users, millions of users at the same time, and you are not aware about that how to actually that whether you are able to use that particular service or not, or you are in another terms whether you are able to handle that particular traffic appropriately or not. So in that case, you should go ahead and use this content delivery network service or service Amazon Cloud Front to optimize the speed of your website so that the user should have a better experience. As I said, the CloudFront is basically a web service that speeds up the distribution of your static and dynamic web content. So what we are doing here is, with the service, we are dealing with the content which needs to be reached to the users in a faster way. Now our content could be HTML files, CSS or PHP files, images to the end users. And it could be the multimedia files also, MP3 or MP4 files. So you can see that CloudFront delivers the content through a worldwide network of data centers called as edge locations. So we'll be understanding 2-3 terms in CDN: edge locations, origin server, and how the content is reached to the end users. So edge locations is nothing but a large number of data centers which Amazon is having worldwide, through which they help the business to really speed up the content to deliver it to the user. So when a user actually requests the content that you are serving with CloudFront, the user is routed to the edge location and provides the lowest latency time delay so that the content is delivered to the in a best possible performance to the users. Now let's see what are the edge locations. So as I said earlier, edge location in simple terms are the data centers of AWS. And they are located in most major cities. They are having now their data centers in India, Japan, Singapore, in US and Africa, so that whichever the location you are running your business, the content will be delivered to the users in a pretty fast manner, basically with the lower latency or a less delay. So typically they are having their data centers all around the world, and each and every data center they are having a servers ranging from 50,000 to 80,000 servers. And sometimes people ask that how many data centers really Amazon is having. So friends, it is pretty hard to find out how many data centers through how many data centers currently AWS operates. So another thing is if the content right now the content is being delivered through this edge locations, which is generally transferred from the origin servers, where actually your whole content is lying, and that content is pushed through the edge locations so that it should reach to the users depending on the location of the user. So let's say if the content is already in the edge locations with the lowest latency, then CDN delivers that content immediately. Now, if the content is not currently with the edge locations, now CloudFront will retrieve it from either from the Amazon S3 bucket. Then there are two scenarios. Either the Amazon S3 bucket is having your original content or being your origin server, or an HTTP server, for example, a web server that you may be running onto your Amazon EC2 server that you have identified as the source, or you can say that the origin server. We'll have a detailed 5-step process in our next video that what is the origin server, how the content is being downloaded, and then how it gets the DNS name, and then the content is transferred to the application. So in this video, we'll study a brief overview only that what is the Amazon CDN. So we'll see an example. Let's say you are from a traditional, you are trying to serve an image through a traditional web server, not using the CloudFront. So let's say this is the image. Basically, this is the image taken from the NASA website, and let's say you are trying to deliver this image through a particular web server. Now let's say, for example, this is your address, and this is basically the complete address for your image. Now users can easily navigate to this URL and see the image, but they probably don't know that request was routed from one network to another through the complex collection of. So as we know that users may be able to see this image, and there could be a time delay also when users are when this image is downloading onto the system. That is because if you are not using a CloudFront, and at a user end, it is really not it is not possible for the users to know if you are not technical aware, or you're not from a technical background, through how many networks or internetworks through the public routers actually the user request is transferred and the image is displayed to the user. So let's see with the example. Let's say the image server from where you are serving this image is in Washington, US, and the user is in onset. Now let's see this traceroute result. You can see that really in order to serve this particular image within the 10 traceroute results, you can say through 10 hops, it is roaming within the US only to actually deliver the content, which is again a time delay for the user to get the actual results. So as I said, it is routed 10 times and traveled through the number of hops to actually reach to the users. The number of networks and the distance that request and the image must travel have a significant impact on the performance, reliability, and availability of the image. As I said that you may be running a website and it is having millions of billions of users are coming onto that, but you may not be aware that whether the users are getting the appropriate performance while accessing the data onto your web server. So it is really very important if you want that users should come to your website again and again, or in that case you should go ahead and use this CDN service to provide the best speed to the users. So this is the same image which we have discussed a few minutes back. So how CloudFront is helping over here. So in case if you will be using that, so CloudFront will be speed up the distribution of your content. See, as I said in the start of the video that we are dealing with the content. So CDN will help in the speeding up the distribution of the content to the edge locations so that they can best serve your content. So typically CloudFront edge location that provides the lowest latency, and it dramatically reduces the number of networks that users must pass through. Why the so many less number of hops the data has to travel when a user is querying? Because your request is being transferred to the number of edge locations, number of data centers of AWS only, which will display the content to the user immediately if the content is in the AWS data centers cache servers, and if it is not there, it will just pick up from the origin servers, and it will really help the users to get the lower latency when the data will be accessed by them. So this is all about CDN, and was a brief overview where we tried understanding that what is CDN, and what are the edge locations, and what are edge locations further. So thank you friends, thank you for watching this video. If you really like this video, please hit the like button, do share it with your friends so that maximum people can try understand what AWS CDN is or Amazon CloudFront is. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel so that you can get the updates for all the new videos we'll be uploading. Thank you, friends. Thank you for watching.